Hi beauty barbs, I am back and today we are going to learn how to do a full frontal sew in. So if you're interested in learning my technique, then stay tuned, girl. Okay, so of course you're going to start off with a clean canvas and you're going to give her some straight back braids. All the braids are going straight back except for the first one. The first one I bring around the back of her nape because she is getting a sew in and I don't like for a lot of tension to pull at the back of the hair. I do allow for one braid to go back across her nape so that when she does tilt her head forward or bend her head down, it's not a whole bunch of tension being pulled on her hair. So every other braid is going straight back though.
Follow white rabbit. I'm taking potions, call me Alice. Watch me grow taller. Yeah, rabbit's watches in his pocket. Yeah, he stays late, but he leads me so I follow. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Follow white rabbit. I'm taking potions, call me Alice. Chatter with the flowers. Watch the seconds turn to hours. It's time for high tea. Madmen in hats and cats up in the tree.
And voila, you have your braid down. So next step is apply the cap. You want to choose a cap that is closest to your client's skin complexion to start off. So I chose this medium to dark brown cap. I'm gonna start applying the Gots to Be holding spray so that the cap can lay down and I will be able to cut the excess cap off and her edges will be protected. So at this point, I'm getting ready to cut off the excess, but I do want to show you guys that I did stitch across the top of her hair where I felt like the frontal will end at. And that's simply because she's going to have a sew in the back. So I'm going to cut the excess cap off. Everywhere else around the perimeter is going to be cut off. And the only thing that's going to be left is up there in the front where the frontal is going to be so that it can protect her edges, etc., etc.
Follow white rabbit. I'm taking potions, call me Alice. Watch me grow.
So at this point, we are going to add a knit to the back to the part that we're going to be doing the sew into. So I just asked my client to hold those pieces in the front so I can sew it around and attach the knit. And of course, I'm going to cut the excess off.
Yeah, rabbit's watches in his pocket. Yeah, he stays late, but he leads me so I follow. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back.
So at this point, I've sewn the frontal on and I'm just getting ready to apply the lace glue across her hairline. Remember to protect your client's edges with the cap. and a hair protectant before you apply the glue. But my choice of glue is Ghostbond, and I'm just going across the hairline and dotting, as you can see. And then I'm just going to go through and smooth it out. I'm going to do about 3 to 4 layers of this glue before I apply the frontal down.
Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back.
So I like to multitask as I'm doing these type of sewing. So as that top layer, that first layer of glue is drying, I just come around to the back and I start sewing her tracks in. You want to sew in a C pattern. So you want to start from one ear to the other and just work your way back and forth until you get almost to the top. And then you want to kind of close that middle part in. But it's really pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, at this part, all you're going to do is see me kind of like multitasking, laying some glue, sewing some tracks, laying some glue, sewing some tracks. So once you get the amount of layers of glue that you decided to apply to your client, you just want to begin to lay this frontal down. Just stick it on and lay it straight across that hairline. Make sure it's nice and flat so that you don't get any warped areas inside of the lace, like any lumps or bumps or anything like that. So you just want to make sure you just pull it nice and snug so that it lays nice and flat and you won't have like a wrinkly looking hairline, because that has happened to me before.
Follow white rabbit, I'm taking potions, call me.
So at this point, I like to use a eyebrow archer to go in and cut the excess lace off, because it gives you that rigid hairline look and not so straight across. Some people use like tiny scissors and they can kind of like do like a jagged cut, but I just prefer to do this because it gives you that jagged look, so that, you know, it melts flawlessly within the skin and is not even across the hairline. So I prefer to use the eyebrow cutter because it's easier to me.
Alice, shadow with the flowers. Watch the seconds turn to hours. It's time for high tea. Madmen in hats and cats up in the trees. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Who are you? Who are you?
So once I finish cutting my lace off, now I can fully see, you know, if it's blended in with her skin or not. I'm just going to take my makeup palette and I'm just going to go across her hairline a little bit just to blend that more flawlessly, to make it melt a little bit more into her skin. And of course, when I lay her wrap strip down, everything is going to just melt in flawlessly. So at this point, we are getting ready to just do a few little touch-ups. Any areas that I see are not completely laid down, I'm going to go in and lay those down. And I also like to use a blow dryer on medium heat to kind of really secure the frontal into the skin.
Are you? Who are you? Wandering around in Wonderland, Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Wandering around in Wonderland, I'm wondering how or if I'll ever get back.
So once those baby hairs are nice and laid and slayed, girl, you're going to apply your wrap strip or your head scarf, whichever one you have handy at the time. And you're just going to allow that to sit on there and just continue to melt into the client's skin as you complete the sewing. And that's about it, girl.
Who are you? Who are you?
And here we are. Sewing is completed. Wrap strip is taken off. Now we're getting ready to start the styling process. So at this point, I'm just going to finish blowing it out a little bit. I'm going to put her part in, apply a little makeup in between her part so that it can be nice and defined. I'm going to use my hot comb to flatten it out at the top a little bit and just begin the styling process.
Who are you? Who are you? Wonderland, 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 Wonderland. Follow white rabbit. I'm taking potions, call me Alice. Watch me grow taller. Yeah, rabbit's watches in his pocket. Yeah, he stays late, but he leads me so I follow. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back.
At this point, I'm just taking my Babyliss curling iron. I'm just going through and I'm curling sections of hair and I'm pin curling them. So at the end, her whole head will have a head full of pin curls. And all we have to do is take them out and style it, baby.
Follow white rabbit. I'm taking potions, call me Alice. Chatter with the flowers. Watch the seconds turn to hours. It's time for high tea. Madmen in hats and cats up in the trees. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Wandering around in Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Wandering around in Wonderland, Wonderland, wondering how or if I'll ever get back, get back. Wandering around in Wonderland, I'm wondering how or if I'll ever get back. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Wonderland, Wonderland, Wonderland.
So at this point, you just want to style the hair how you like it. I would like to mention that these are my bundles. I think she's wearing 20, 22, 24. Totally forgot. But anyways, if you like to find my bundles, you can find it at www.hairbyletitiamonet.com. And you can shop different wig looks that I have there. You can shop bundles. I have bundle deals. This is in the texture of loose wave. She used some old bundles from a previous install, and she also bought a couple of new bundles to add in for this new install. So you can see that the hair will last you a long time because she's had it for a while. But this hair is just completely gorgeous. It does not shed. It does not tangle. You're going to get a lot of wears out of this hair, and it colors flawlessly. Yes, boo. And we are all done. If you like this video, you like the content, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and I'll see my beauty barb soon.